Khan Salaki. So, camera turned off. I was going into heritage, right? I just brought out that in Baruch 2 and 30, I believe, that in our land of captivity. Well, for edification's sake, let me bring it out again. We would remember who we are. Right? So this is Baruch chapter 2, verse 30. For I knew they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivity they shall remember themselves. For shall Salaki, and shall know that I am the Lord their God, Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai. For I give them an heart and ears to hear. Right? So in our land of captivity, we'll remember the Most High, because we're captives. You know, when you're suffering and we're mourning, who do you call on? The Most High. So we're remembering Him. We're remembering that we're supposed to keep the statute, laws, and commandments when we were given them. And the reason why we're in our captivity to this day is because we have not kept the laws, right? So we're bidding back Yasharallah to the marriage, right? So that's Ecclesiastes 17 and Salaki. I'm going to start at 10. So Ecclesiasticus, Salaki, this is Apocrypha, also known as the Book of Sirach. Ecclesiasticus, chapter 17, verse 10. And the elect shall praise his holy name. Besides this, he gave them knowledge. Right, what is knowledge? The knowing of the understanding, right? To understand is to depart from your wicked ways. So he gave us that knowledge. And the law of life for an heritage. So that's our heritage. The law. The law of life. Right? The law is given to Moses. So you see these other nations, they got beards, you know. All these other nations have like little partial half-truths, and it's like mockery. It's like they're mocking us because they're our enemies, you know. They know that we're the chosen people, and we're supposed to keep these laws, and you know, Jake and Eve, 2/3, they just don't want to keep the law. You know, they rather they're giving up to their own lust. I believe that's in Matthew. I'll give them up to their own lust, KJV. Romans. I believe Romans is it. Yeah, this is you know, the Sabbath. Today's the Sabbath when we go through the lunar. It's the lunar Sabbath. So yeah, this is a beautiful chapter right here. Yeah, so You know, it says, judge no man of his holy days or his meats. And you know, some brothers keep the Friday, Saturday, Sabbath. You know, and some brothers keep a lunar Sabbath. So, you know, no buying, selling, cooking, cleaning, and keep it holy. You know, do the work. Do the work. You come out here and do the work. You know, because the Lord, you know, the Pharisees and Sadducees try to tell them you're not supposed to do certain things, right? Try to tell you how he wasn't supposed to do certain things. And he said, would not a man go for his ox who's in trouble on that day? How much more is the price of us, man? So I'm roughly paraphrasing this. I don't want to butcher it, but that's what we out here. We fishing for souls, right? It says, my sheep will hear my voice. You know, you'll hear a voice in the back of your head saying, "This is the way, walk ye in it." But yeah, to get back to this, I'm gonna read from 24. Romans chapter 1 verse 24. Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. Right? So that's our people. The 2/3. The Lord just gave them up to their own lust. He even shut their eyes and shut their ears. The Lord doesn't want everybody. He don't want everybody to come to. You gotta prove. It says prove your cause, right? I seen that in Isaiah. I was gonna bring it out, but I'm trying to stay on track. The Spirit flows, you know. 25. Who changed the truth of God into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. Right? Because they changed the truth of God into a lie because of their lust, right? And they serve the creature rather than the Most High. They serve man. I mean, yeah, they have a fetishes for the body, right? The human body. They'll serve like man will serve man, right? It says if you don't fear the Most High, you fear the eyes of men. Should bring that out. And continue on. 26. For this cause God gave them up unto vile affections. For even their woman did change the natural use into that which is against nature. Right? And that's the woman, that's that's sodomy, I believe. Where the natural use of a woman is for a man, right? Pertaining to when the Lord created woman. She made him to be a helpmeet for man. Right? So the natural use of woman was changed. No longer was the woman made for, the creation of man. It now was changed to woman sleeping with woman, or her, in this industry now it's feminism, right? So the woman actually makes more money. So the men, a lot of them just sit at home or try to do all kind of debauchery, They're just getting all caught up in the mess out there. Yeah. Which Our people, a lot of our people, they're stuck in their sins, you know. And to wake them up out of their sins, I mean, like we were saying, if God doesn't want to wake them up, you know, He's not going to wake them up, right? Forget where I was going to go with that, but He shut the eyes and closed the ears of these people. Shut the eyes and close the ears. KJV. So let's see, Matthew 13:15. That's a lot. This is St. Matthew chapter 13 verse 15. For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their eyes, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. Right? And that's the ones that tell the prophets to prophesy unto us smooth things, because they don't want to hear it. Right? They want to remain in their sins. And even though they're suffering, you know, and even though they're going to suffer an atrocious death, they want to remain in their sins. Right? 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. You got a second for the word? Alright. I'm going to finish this off. St. Matthew 13 and 17. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. Right? It's a blessing to be in this truth. It's a blessing to understand this truth. To just know that you're Yasharallah is a blessing, because you're now brought out of darkness. Whether you're gonna hear it or forbear it, you still heard it. You know, you're still gonna remain in your sins, because ultimately it's the Most High. Like he said, he doesn't want you. He's gonna keep your eyes shut. It's a lot. I'm gonna bring out precept Isaiah 6 and 10. Right, and we're made a spectacle to these people out here. Bring that out, because that's all they do is they look, right? Great fear fall upon them. Because it's not us, it's the Most High. The Most High has ordained, you know, the prophets and seers and the apostles and elders to show us how to conduct ourselves, to teach us and preach to us this word. And like I said, it's ultimately the brothers who get it, and more importantly, the ones who's keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments that get the understanding. Because with that comes the peace, the fruits of the Spirit. With that, you can come out here, you know, and do what you're supposed to do. Let the other people know. Because primarily we're fishing for Yasharallah. Yeah, we know other nations is wicked. They know they're wicked. Esau knows he's wicked. But primarily we out here for our people, the 1/3, to seal the elect so we can get out of here. Right? And we know 2/3 ain't gonna listen, so we're gonna have them crazy Jakes and Eves bucking up, you know, scoffing, not wanting to hear the word. But we still out here. We still out here for you till the end. Because you got them 11-hour, you know, Israelites that wake up and say, you know what, that was true. You know what, they get convicted, and it's the Lord. Like I said, it's the Lord that's put it on their spirit to wake up. Right. So this is Isaiah chapter 6, verse 10. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed. Then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate. Right? So Isaiah saying, how long? How long will we have to go through this? How long will we have to endure? And the Lord said, till the cities be desolate, the houses be without man, and the land, cities be wasted without inhabitants. So this, you know, this place got to be destroyed. That's what that's going into. Jeremiah 4:19. Jeremiah 4, verse 19. Thine own wickedness shall correct thee, and thy backsliding shall reprove thee. Know therefore and see that it is an evil thing and bitter that thou hast forsaken the Lord thy God, and that my fear is not in thee, said the Lord of hosts. Right? That's why he says it's a scary thing to fall into the hand of the Most High. And remember, you know, we gotta be addicted. We gotta be addicted to this ministry. That's the whole. You know, that's what we start off with. You got a second for the word? I'm gonna start right here. 24. So Hebrews 10 verse 24, let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works, right? That goes to loving your neighbor. Who's your neighbor? Your fellow Israelite. That's your neighbor. That's your neighbor of people. So it says provoke each other to good work, right? 25, not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, so much the more as ye see the day approaching, right? And that's why we have a nationwide fast tonight at sundown. That's pushing each other to good works, right? A brother came out with a video last night. He said, you know, make 3 goals in a day, right? 2 for a week and 1 for a month, right? Whether it's reading 3 times a day, you know, exercising with 3 times a day, you know, praying. You should pray without ceasing. Twice a week, you know, fasting twice a week. You know, we fast at sundown to sundown. That helps keep yourself clean. Kill the flesh. Your flesh is constantly fighting against the spirit, right? Once a month, calling a brother, right? We call each other often, those who are in this ministry, to stay in the spirit. We're watching videos, yeah, but we're hearing it. We're hearing the word. But when iron sharpen iron, you know, we stay that much more sharp. As ye see the day approaching, what's that day? The great day of the Lord returning, for it is dark and not light, right? 26, for if we sin willfully after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, that there remain no more sacrifice for sins, right? And we know that the Lord heareth not the prayers of sinners, right? We need the Lord. The Lord loves us. He wants to give us His blessings, right? But a father isn't going to give a wicked child his blessings, right? So he's going to just suffer all the more. That's why we're in captivity to this day. 27. But a certain fearful looking for of judgment and fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversaries, right? That's what's coming to those who sin willfully, right? Nothing good. He that despised Moses' law, this is New Testament. He that despised Moses' law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses. Of how much more sore punishment, suppose ye, shall he be thought worthy who had trodden underfoot the Son of God, right? Because Yahweh Shai said, if you love me, keep my commandments, right? So how much more if you went against Moses, how much more if you go against Yahweh Shai, right? You got a second for the word? You got a second for the word? Hey, you probably Israelite. You Mexican? You Mexican? Yeah. You heard of the Israelites? Israelites? You know Aztecas? Yeah. They're like tellers of time. They're like the tellers of time, Aztecas. Mexican. Your tribe of Issachar, Hebrew Israelite. You gotta repent, keep the laws. Right. And I counted the blood of the covenant wherewith he was sanctified an unholy thing, and had done and hath done despite unto the Spirit of grace. Right? So what is grace? Grace is a period, a time period we have to get right. Right? Yeah, grace is a time period like when you get a grace period on your paycheck, on your loan. You know, you get a 10-day grace period to pay back. If not, you got to pay interest. Well, the same thing with the Lord. He gives you a time period of grace to come back to His statute, law, and commandment. And right here it says you had done despite unto the Spirit of grace. You haven't used the time period to come back to the Lord. It's like you're taking advantage, and now he wants, he wants his interest. That's going to be the blood, right? The blood up to the horse's bridle. For we know Him that has said, vengeance belongeth unto me, I will recompense, saith the Lord. And again, the Lord shall judge His people. His people, right? Judgment begins at the house of Jacob, according to scriptures. Everything comes out of scriptures. We speak the oracles of the Lord. So He said judgment will begin at the house of Jacob. That's why it says the Lord shall judge His people. According to Psalms 144, I believe He says, or is it 147? That he's only given His commandments to Jacob, and no one else knows His judgment. Praise ye the Lord. Right? So these other nations technically can't sin against the Most High. The Lord has made them to be wicked. Now they got laws of man that has to be followed, but the laws of the Lord have to be followed by Jacob, Yasharallah, Israel, 12 tribes. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. 32. But ye call, Salaki, this is the point. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. Right? So if you don't fear Him, ultimately you're going to fear Him. He's going to make you fear Him. He's going to crack that sky. And he doesn't even get off his foot. He doesn't even get off his throne. Right? He'll send His Son to come have some fun. But, I mean, even His Son's sitting at the right hand of the Father. So He's got His death angels, right? The angels, hey, go make those tips, brother. Make those tips. Shalom. Be safe. That's right. All praise to the Most High. Right, he's got His death angels on the left hand side, right, the goats, and then he's got his righteous angels on the right hand side, right? Sister, you got a second for the word? You got a second for the word? You got a second for the word? Yeah, it's real hot out here, so a lot of people don't want to hear it. But we're going to bring it out anyway, right? Whether they hear or forbear. We got to be out here. The Lord says, go to the highways and byways. Right? The highways and hedges. But yeah, ultimately, our people are going to learn the fear of the Lord. They're going to learn the fear of the Lord because they don't want to get right. He sends His prophets to forewarn, and they still want to be stuck in their sins. I mean, I would rather get right than get right now, so you don't got to worry later. And everybody thinks that at that last moment they're gonna say, Salaki, Father, forgive me. It's too late. The Lord Yahweh Shai said you got 3 days to rebuild your temple.